Did you hear about the battle at Fort Redmond? Blackfin Legion and the Ivory Brigade won the day.
Thanks to those mercenaries from Leowin that I told you about.
Yes, you are the smartest lizard in Gideon. But I heard Mehrunes Dagon actually appeared.
A Daedric prince? Here? Nonsense. But I do want to thank the mercenaries for helping Blackwood. Both the cute wood elf and her friend.
How much longer, Sombrin? This place makes me feel uneasy.
Not long now. I'm almost... Oh, it seems we have company.
I told Sombrin we should have talked to you before coming out here. But he was so... He wanted to try something with the book. Away from other people, just in case. Sombrin thinks my only chance is if we return to the Deadlands. Sombrin doesn't think so. He says that's the last place they'd look for us. I'm still attuned to the realm from the trial in the Ashen Forest. Worse? I suppose that depends on your perspective. It has been growing in intensity again, back at the same level as when we first left the vault. Sombrin is worried I don't have much time.
I'm actually glad you found us. I didn't want to leave without an explanation. But I'm afraid that Callie doesn't have a lot of time. Callie's power is recharging faster than I anticipated. It will soon reach the point where I won't be able to help her. Then she'll either release it and destroy everything around her, or it will consume her. Either way, people die, including Callia. Use the Mysterium Xarxis to open a portal to the Deadlands? It's the only place I can think of where Callie will be safe. The realm naturally siphons off a portion of our power. That will give me time to teach Callia to control it on her own. It's a big place. Zaina taught me how to avoid notice there. and it's the last place Dagon's followers will think to look for us. As soon as Kalia can control her power, we'll come back. I promise. Thank you, my friend, for everything. I'll return the book when we come back, Evelie.
Nah, you keep it. I think it was meant for you. Poor Kalia. I hope Sombrin's right and he can help her. What, taking refuge in the Deadlands? That's like the sausage leaping out of the pan because it thinks the fire will be safer. As for me, I never want to visit the Deadlands again. Hey, it wasn't my book. I was just keeping it safe for... Well, as crazy as it sounds, I think I was meant to give it to Sombrin. He certainly did more with it than I ever could. And I'm not about to miss the bad dreams and the waking visions. We go to the party! It's taking place in the gardens behind the governor's mansion. To think, this all started because I was curious about a coded journal I found in Emperor Leovik's old retreat. We figured out the secret, and now we celebrate. I'll see you at the party. Last one there doesn't get any cake.
What is it?
That sounds delicious, assassin. You must leave me a copy of the recipe.
This is the life, eh?
Welcome to the celebration, mercenary. There are many here who wish to thank you and share a drink or two. But where are choosing exile to spare others from danger is a noble decision. I wish them well, even as I worry about Sombrin and Kalia out there on their own. Everyone else has gathered. Eat anyone you like. They have all come to show you their appreciation. And do not leave too swiftly. This
is the life, eh?
So this is what it's like being the hero everyone looks up to? Most of the stories I've read end with a hero riding off into the sunset before anyone can properly thank them. But I feel like we ought to stay for just a little while, don't you? I don't know about that, but I certainly feel more experienced. And I have you to thank. Well, you and Captain Rian and Governor Keshu and poor Farrell Lupus. Can you believe this all started because I couldn't leave Emperor Leovik's secret alone? That's right, I almost forgot. And we should be ready to help Sombrin and Kalia when they return. I don't believe that Mehrunes Dagon and his followers are just going to leave them alone. I really thought the ambitions were actual weapons, though. Here, your share of the last of our compensation from Leowin. And a little something from me. I learned so much at your side. If you ever need any help, just send word and I'll come running. Oh look, I think Governor Keshu's ready to speak.
just when I needed some company.
I had no plans to leave my cavern where the magic of the eternal flow, but I had to see this little celebration for myself. It seems I made a wise decision. The drinks here taste more refined than Otumi Ra's bug water. Perhaps I may learn the recipe.
In a party with this many people, I find it quite simple to sneak extra drink unnoticed. A little misdirection, and someone's food vanishes from their plate. Just a little game I play with myself.
It is time to feast and make merry. Where is the cake? Where is the drink? Point me to the games of strength. None of these dry-skinned beakos shall leave this party unchallenged.
This party is exactly how I like them. Keshu the Blackfin really knows how to throw a celebration. Reminds me of the feasts that Otumi Ra throws. We might be up until the morning frogs sing. Well, after you left, we discussed moving on, but the winds convinced us to stay. We fought for our home. Leaving would hollow out our victory. So, the rebuilding has begun. Feel welcome to visit should the marsh breeze ever blow you in our direction.
Problem, Sarah?
Buy me a drink?
Heroic friend, I am very glad to see you alive and well. It is a shame I could not fight in the fierce battle with you and lend you my incredible strength. Tentative, like a newly formed river emerging from two springs, but it flows. The water is muddy, but will soon run fresh and clear, I am sure. Nahish Nurwal and Lieutenant Birya have been working hard to ensure that our peace lasts. Thanks to you.
A pleasure to see you again. Many Brigadines, myself included, have been quite impressed with the stories we've heard of your exploits. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, given what you did for us at Hutanzel?
It's good to see you, mercenary. Enjoy yourself at the party. You certainly earned it.
Ooh, fancy party. Look at you making friends in all the high and low places. I bet a few of these folk have a plump pouch in their drawers. What? No! Well, maybe just the little snacks coming by on the trays, but that's what you do at parties, right? Six and I just wanted to check in on you. He says maintaining good contacts is important in the business. Plus, you know, free food. Six was afraid we'd get fleeced on the payment, but the old guy was totally fine with it being busted. He was relieved even. Said it's one less dangerous object in the world. Turns out he's got a vault full of cursed stuff. Weird thing to collect. We'll be getting back to the guild with our dues. I'm sure after this job I'll be a fully fledged thief. Oops, full-fledged thief. Then Lady Twilight will make her debut for real. We should do another caper soon.
Try not to draw any unnecessary attention, would you? We already stick out like a sore thumb with Aerithal gaping, trying to blend in badly. Just wanted to say farewell before we skip town. Figure we owe you that much after you salvaged that job for us. Surprisingly, yes. We got that hunk of junk to our buyer, and they were thrilled to take it off our hands, even back to give the guild its cut and report on Aerithal's progress. Or lack thereof. She did manage to show some improvement this time, but she's not ready to leave the net.
I wanted you to know how appreciative I am of what you've done for us. Not only did you reveal Vondacia for the traitor he was, you took him down and saved Blackwood. Countess Cairo and the Chamber of Legates, thank you. You're always welcome here. Plans? The same as they were before this trouble started. Work with Gideon to secure our borders and keep the war from impacting Blackwood directly. Make sure our communities stay safe and prosper. If not for you, none of that would even be possible.
You're not wearing that dashing outfit I sold you? If today's celebration is not the perfect occasion to dress up, I don't know. Why? Shouldn't a leading Leowen business person attend a celebration for all of Blackwood? Besides, after I let word slip that you and Everly had patronized my shop, business has been booming. Everyone just has to know which outfit you selected. You're not wearing...
I decided to stop by for the celebration, try a bit of the local fair before slipping back into the shadows. I know you're going to miss me, but I have a feeling we'll meet again. People like you usually wind up on a contract eventually. You mean after helping you clean up this massive debacle? Oh, the usual, I guess. Try some more of the local cuisine.
Oh, hey! I almost forgot. Here, your share of the...
Welcome, people of Blackwood and honored friends. We have weathered a terrible storm, so now we celebrate. Many had a hand in this victory, including those who gave their lives for our cause. But I want to honor the two heroes beside me. Without them, all would have been lost. So stand tall and raise your cups to the sky. Remember those who fell and praise the deeds of those who lived. To victory! We defeated the traitor Vondacia's plot and saved Blackwood. And we couldn't have accomplished any of that without the help of you and Everly. We must continue to remain vigilant. As long as the war rages to the north, there is always a danger it will spill into our territory. Beyond that, I plan to continue the work I started. There is still so much to be done. The work to build a place where Saxhleel and Dryskins can learn from each other in peace. Where all people can prosper while maintaining their own cultures. And I want to continue to study the ancient Argonians, to learn what they can teach us. Leowen has stood with Gideon more times than I can count. We will continue to work together to keep Blackwood secure. Captain Rian and I were even discussing joint patrols. Imagine Brigadiers and Legionnaires walking side by side. It's inspiring.
What an adventure this has been, right? I think I'll stick around the area for a while. Visit with my brother, catch up with my cousins before they return to Valenwood. Maybe help round up any remaining cultists still hiding. I do hate leaving a story half-finished. One time I lost a book I was reading and it drove me crazy.
As mud as my mother, I will avenge that day.
Do we have a problem?
This is the place. Can't say I know what Reach Witches would be doing here. But the Skald King Scouts have never sent me on a wild guar chase before. Let's see if the trek out here was worth it. Well, we defeated Molag Bal and stopped the plane meld, but the Empire I knew was dead and gone. There wasn't anything else I could do for Varen or Cyrodiil, but Skyrim was still there. So, I went home. Whatever I can. Traveling. Dealing with problems as I encounter them. My axe has been busy, that's for sure. Mostly I've been helping Yoren the Skald King, looking into bad situations. Like this one, with the Ice Reach Coven. I was getting to that. At Ice Reach, I picked up a couple of the medallions the witches were wearing, for further study by the Skald King's wizards. The wizards determined that magic was infused into the jewelry, but not its purpose. The Skald King's wizards added their own spell to the medallions. We each get one. Here. They're supposed to lead us to magic similar to what's contained in the medallions. Ice Reach magic. Wave it around and see what happens. Don't look at me. It's not like Nords are known for being great mages, so whatever the Skald King's wizards did may not work, or it could explode. Hold up the medallion and see if you can make it work. Thanks to the Skald King's wizards, it should lead us to magic similar to what's contained in the jewel. It actually worked. Follow that trail. I'll take the other one. Find anything? So, find anything that will help us locate the Ice Reach Coven? I was led to a similar site. Damn witches! Whatever game the Ice Reach Coven is playing at, we need to put an end to it. Preferably with multiple swings of my axe. Let me see. That's no help. Luckily, Yoren's scouts provided a few locations of interest with their last report. Let me mark them on your map. When you reach each location, use the medallion and see where the magic leads. I'll catch up with you shortly. First ice storms, now fire. Keep your guard up. The Coven won't hesitate to kill anyone who gets too close.
What do you want?
Nothing like a quick battle to get the heart pumping. But I'm surprised we haven't faced more opposition. The Coven must be preoccupied. A blood fiend? You don't usually run into them in this part of the world. Let me see the note. Huh. There's that word again. Lucrative. And what's that about a simple ritual? Sounds like Coven activity to me. Anything else to report? I don't like the look of that. It feels wrong. The Skald King's mages will want to examine it. In the meantime, we need to figure out what the Coven is up to. How do rituals, vampires, and blood fiends figure into their plan? And just one. A note from a merchant named Goharth Ironbelly. Found it on these vampires. Ironbelly is apparently supplying something the Coven requires, but the note doesn't go into details. It says we can find him at a Riften Inn, the Withered Tree. The note said Ironbelly does business at the Withered Tree Inn. This way. Once we spot Ironbelly, we'll follow from a distance until he leads us to the Coven. This is the place. Let's head inside and finalize
Gonna gut him when I find him.
Ironbelly's note suggested he'd meet with the Coven after he did some business in this inn. When he arrives, don't do anything to alarm him. We want the merchant completely at ease when he leaves to go rendezvous with the witches. Just mill about and try not to draw attention to yourself. Honestly, I'm more comfortable with the direct approach, but we need to play this carefully. Then when he leaves, he can lead us directly to the Coven.
I'll take a pint of your finest ale. And what have we here? You're a strapping lass. Let old Ironbelly buy you a drink or two? What do you say?
Not interested.
Not interested? Goharth Ironbelly never takes no for an answer.
Go away, little man, before I break you.
I beg your pardon, but things will be different after that bitch lives up to her promise. No handouts today. Get lost!
Never fails. Follow a rat, you wind up in a sewer. Why my sewers always smell so bad? God, when we find Iron Belly, I'm gonna cave in his head for dragging us down here. My armor will never... You followed Iron Belly, I followed you. Come on, let's find that slimy merchant and see what he's doing. Thieves and murderers aren't the only scum that inhabit the Ratway. The local Jarl keeps sealing the entrances, but it never stays closed for long. It would make a perfect lair for the Coven. No, damn it. Sneaky bastard. He rigged the gate to lock behind him. But don't wait for me. Find Iron Belly.
Really don't like your odds.
Were you followed, Ironbelly?
I thought I saw someone, Sister Barla, but I lost them.
And have the arrangements I requested been made?
The flyers have been distributed. And your friend with the fangs?
Busy, I'm afraid.
You promised the vampire would turn me! Make good on our deal, or I'll report this to the Jarl!
You will do nothing of the sort. Greedy fool outlived his usefulness.
Finally! This place is amazing. Wait, what happened? I hope Ironbelly told you something before you killed him. So what happened? Did you get too close? Did he attack you? Damn! That must have been one of the Ice Reach Coven witches. Any idea where she may have gone? That's not much to go on, but it's all we have. I'll meet you at the cart outside of town.
Hold! I was sent for you!
All right, the cart's ready. Now tell me what else you found out down in the Ratway. Let me see that. Huh. Another lucrative opportunity. But this time, a vampire. Working with the Coven. The cart will take us to the Grinning Hawker in Eastmarch. Hop aboard and we can get along. I don't want to give the Coven any more of a lead than they already have. Answers, I hope. That's what Yorn the Skald King sent me to find, after all. The witches of the Ice Reach Coven are definitely up to something, luring unsuspecting folk with promises of wealth. We saw what happened at those ritual sites. Tempted to a desolate area in Eastmarch, most likely to be subjected to more of those strange rituals. If that doesn't scream danger, I don't know what does. Will you accompany me, my friend? I'd appreciate your... If you're ready to travel to the Grinning Horker, climb aboard the cart. We'll be in Eastmarch before you know it. Good idea, but so far the pieces don't tell a complete story. We found evidence of the Coven luring people with promises of gold so they could experiment on them. Ritual items, vampires, and strange blood fiends. What does it all mean? I've seen similar totems, but nothing exactly like that witch pike. It disturbed me just to look at it. It appears to be a key component to their ritual, though the Ice Reach Coven consists of witches and warriors of the Reach loyal to their cause. I never saw a connection to vampires before. Maybe the bloodsuckers are hired help? Come on. Hopefully we'll learn more. You saw what I saw. Those feral creatures were near some of the ritual sites, and each site appeared to be a slightly different version of the ritual. We need to walk from here. Follow the path up the mountain. Place looks empty. Let's talk. Nothing waiting to impede our progress? No guards? No witches? Nothing. Just I expected answers. Ironbelly sent people here for a reason. They have to be someplace. Anything that points to what the witches are up to. We need to determine the full extent of the threat. I've never known a Nord to abandon a meal while there's still food on the plate. bedrolls. For those who came for the lucrative opportunity. I wonder where they are now. Fresh blood. It leads to that hatch. Great. The trail leads into the basement. Empty. That's not right. There must be a secret passage. See if you can find it. I knew there had to be a secret passage. Let's see where this goes. How far down does this tunnel lead?
Stay away! I won't go back! I won't! You aren't one of the Reach Witches? You have to help me. We were in the Hawker, waiting for them to tell us how we were going to make a pile of gold. When they ordered us to go to the... When we saw the Reach Witches, a few of us tried to fight. I slipped away before anyone noticed. They're doing something terrible down here. Something monstrous. Please, you must help the others.
Look at it, my friend. I thought it was just an old legend, but it's real. Blackreach. The world below Skyrim. Every Nord child hears the stories. How another world stretches beneath the Nine Holds. Each story is slightly different. Some talk about dwarven cities, others about terrible monsters, or what else could it be? Whatever it is, it's a perfect hiding place for the Ice Reach Coven. We need to get down there and find the witches. We must put a stop to whatever evil the Coven is planning. The poor man is frightened out of his mind. I'll escort him back through the tunnel to the Grinning Horker. Meanwhile, get down there and see what you can find out. If you see any witch... I met you. You lead. In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. Is that the last of them? Oh, thank feck.
You must set us free! All of you, follow me! We'll sneak out once the coast is clear.
Old friend, you need to hear what I have to say. Thank the Eight you came along. We were next in line for the witch's ritual. I saw the witches put some poor sods into a circle, surrounded by evil-looking pikes. They chanted and called forth a strength. There's a dwarven ruin west of here. Sister Balra has been using that as her personal domain. If she's around, that's where you'll find her. Damn it. I should have known. I needed work. A lucrative opportunity was too good to pass up. It seemed strange when they marched us.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to. For Skyrim! I got back as quick as I could. Other than a few skirmishes, I didn't uncover anything important. What about two things I wholeheartedly approve of? I carved a path through a number of witches and vampires myself. Sure as bones there are a lot of these bastards. Anything else? This is it. This must be what the Skald King is worried about. A ritual that produces harrow storms. Magic that turns people into a new kind of blood fiend. A harrow fiend. I wish I knew whose head I had to remove to stop this. Sister Balra? The same witch that killed the merchant back in Riften. I'd definitely like to get my hands on that one. Let's go. Windhelm sentry. Down here? Hey! Are you alright?
That lying, manipulative witch, the Reach Witch, Sister Balra. We had a deal, but she got... Balra said she had some...
Idiot! Sells out the Skald King for a handful of gold. Assassinating the Skald King would be a terrible blow to Skyrim and the Pact. But I assumed the Ice Reach Coven had a grander plan. A deathbed confession? That tells me the sentry believed. The Palace of Kings! Hurry! We must warn Yoren! Doesn't look like anyone's on alert. Maybe we got here in time. Housecarl, the Skald King, where is he?
I can't divulge such information. Even the great Lyris Titanborn must know that. It's a matter of royal security.
Royal security? Listen, you little fool. You talk to her.
Fresh from the warm southern lands, you smell of salt and sunshine.
Who does Titanborn think she is? Demanding to see the Skald King. Whatever you and the half-giant think you found is irrelevant. The Skald King is safe inside the Palace of Kings. It's the most secure structure in all of Skyrim. Well, it's true that Sentry Darfel never arrived for his shift today. And High King Yoren is touring the palace, but that's supposed to be a secret. The Ice Reach Coven, you say? How highly irregular. But if this is true... King Yoren wanted to tour...
Into the palace! Let's move! Find the Skald King.
Right.
Maps of Hoffingar? Why would the Coven and its allies need that? That map details the distribution of troops throughout Skyrim. Look, they tore off the western holds. Off with you, Twit! Key to the dungeons. Yorin wasn't up here, so let's search down there.
It's a fight metal.
Leave the Skull King alone, witch.
Yorin is ours. He will make a fine addition to our patron's forces.
Roll! Roll if you can!
Enough of this! Now you will die!
That's right! Keep the fight on our terms!
decided to turn me into a monster. I've had enough of this dungeon. Let's talk in the throne room.
That's my report, Skald King. Our friend can tell you more.
Held captive in my own dungeon. If word gets out, I would be laughed off my rebuilt throne. And rightly so. On to business. I heard Lyris' report. Now tell me, what did you uncover? Yes, so Lyris mentioned Harrow Fiend, she called them. An ominous name. And that Sister Balra claimed she was turning me into a monster? What else did you learn about the Ice Reach Coven? Vampires. I have known both decent and terrible folk burdened by that curse. I take it the ones working with the Coven fall into the latter category. Anything Haffingar? High King Svargrim rules that hold from the City of Solitude. We don't see eye to eye, especially since neither of us will openly acknowledge the other's reign. Still, he should be warned. Talk to Lyris. I have much to think about.
Svargrim and the people of Western Skyrim can be real pains in the arse, but they're still Nords. Despite the differences between their holds and ours, we won't abandon them to the Coven's conspiracy. Not so fast, friend. Western Skyrim doesn't exactly get along with Eastern Skyrim. Politics can be a tricky business, so I tend to leave that to the politicians. When King Yoren gives the word, then we go. Not before. Now we celebrate our victory, and let Yoren's scouts do what they do best. Meanwhile, I'll work with the Skald King to figure out how to approach Svargrim with this news. In the meantime, take this. You earned it. This isn't over. Not from what we learned of the Ice Reach Coven. For now, though, we rest, and let the Skald King make plans. There'll be plenty of time to kill more Reach Witches another day. There hasn't been a single ruler in over 100 years. Jarl Svarter of Solitude refused to recognize Freydis as the legitimate heir. Ever since, the kingdom has been divided. Damn inconvenient at times like this. Yoren rules over eastern Skyrim from Windhelm, while Svargrim lords over the western holds from his palace in Solitude. If the Ice Reach Coven has targeted western Skyrim, it will take both nations to stop them. If we can ever agree on anything. Train. Eat. Drink. Probably drink some more. But don't worry. I'll be ready when the Skald King gives the word. Then we'll move against the Ice Reach Coven. You have my word on that. I can't wait to take a load off at the inn.
The little one ran off with my purse.
Even with the alchemist's camped here in the mill, I can still get...
steel and stone.
Welcome to the Bank of Daggerfall.
I don't care how tough. Hope we find something interesting today.